Magandang gabi. Bawat kwento ay may istorya at aalamin natin ang mga kwento sa likod ng mga kontrobersya. Kikilalanin natin ang mga personalidad at mga paninindigan ng bawat panahon. Magbibigay linaw tayo sa mga issue na mahalaga sa lipunan. Ako po si Salvador, Sal Panelo. At ito ang Counterpoint. Ang mga magulang ay napakahalaga sa buhay ng isang nilikha. Mula nang ako'y nagkamulat, natikman ko at naranasan ko ang pagmamahal, pag-aaruga ng isang magulang. Naalala ko nung ako'y may sakit, doon ko nakikita talaga ang tindi ng pagmamahal ng isang magulang. Kaya alam po ninyo, ako'y nalulungkot. Pag ako'y nakakabalita, nakakaalam, o nababasa ko na mayroong isang anak na may ginagawang isang bagay na laban sa kanyang magulang. O kaya ito'y nagsasalita na laban sa isang magulang. There is nothing in this world that a son or a daughter can do to repay the love, the caring that a parent, whether it's a mother or a father, that has done to him or to her. Kaya, yung mga anak na nakikinig at nanonood sa atin ngayon, mahalin nyo ang inyong mga magulang habang sila'y buhay pa, sapagkat maaaring wala na kayong pagkakataon upang ibigay ang inyong pagmamahal at pagtatangi sa kanila. Maaaring wala na kayong panahon na suklian ang mga pagdurusa na ginawa nila para sa inyo. Sapagkat ang mga magulang ay gagawin nila ang lahat upang mabantayan, mamulat sa tama, at maalagaan ng isang anak. Ako bilang isang ama ay gaya nga ng isang kanta. Kung natatandaan niyo yung awiting sana'y wala ng wakas, yung awitin pong yon, tingnan niyo ang mga kataga. Kahit na nung tinik ay aking tatapakan, masundan lamang ang iyong pupuntahan. Ilan mang dagat ay tatawirin at ilang bundok ay aakyatin. Ganun po katindi ang pagmamahal ng isang magulang sa mga anak. Kaya kayong mga anak, maniwala kayo. Gawin nyo na, ipakita nyo na ang pagmamahal habang buhay ang inyong mga magulang. Sapagkat darating ang panahon, kung hindi nyo na ipakita yan, maniwala kayo, magsisisi kayo. It will be the greatest regret in your life that you have not repaid the love, the caring, the tenderness that a parent has given to a child. Sa pagbabalik ng Counterpoint, makakasama po natin ang dating Miss Universe of 1973, and presently the chairperson of the Cultural Center of the Philippines, Miss Margie Moran.
This portion is brought to you by 318 Automart.
ang child actress na ito.
Kung iniisip mong hindi mo ko pinili bilang ina mo, sana maisip mo rin na hindi itong buhay na pinili ko para sa inyo mga anak ko!
Kayang-kaya mo pa rin. Vilma Santos is in the house. You were 9 and you were already Best Child Actress.
It wasn't easy. Marami rin akong dinaanan. Kaya nga blood, sweat, and tears bago ko rin narating yung sinasabi mong comfortable stage as an actor.
Correct. Bakit sobrang nasira ang ulo ng madla sa VN Bot?
First of all, yung rivalry.
I used to wonder, ikaw bang unang artistang naging politiko? Bakit ayaw mo mag-senadora? Bakit ayaw mo mag-VP? So na-feel mo rin ba yung mga death threat? May ganon?
Oo naman.
What do you do with your money?
Ay, bago ako nagising, lahat, ari-arian ko, wala na. May kaso pa ako sa BIR. Frozen yung bangko ko. Tinatakbuhan ko yung problema ko. Maluka-luka ako noon. It took me a while to recover. Tignan niyo akong ganito, akala niyo perfecto. Hindi po.
Oo
Tulad
nga.
niyo rin po ako.
What a life! Kulang ang isang oras kay Vilma. Congrats, V!
Thank you,
Life,
Corina.
life
Thank
well
you.
lived.
Thank you, thank you.
Bye for now!
Bye! Thank you!
Bye!
This portion is brought to you by North Luzon Express Terminal.
Isang rare combination of beauty and brain. Nanalong Miss Universe noong 1973. Isang advocate ng mga kababayan sa Mindanao at naging matagal na miyembro ng Board of Directors ng Habitat for Humanity Philippines. At kasalukuyan ang presidente ng Cultural Center of the Philippines. Please welcome the beautiful, the elegant, the gorgeous Miss Maria Margarita Roas Moran Floyrendo, more popularly known as Margie Moran. Magandang gabi po, Miss Margie.
Sal. So nice to be here with you.
Oh, it's our honor and pleasure for having you. Bilang nung presidente, Miss Margie, kumusta naman itong trabaho niyo? Medyo mabigat yata ito. Kesa lang ordinaryo lang kayong member of the board.
Well, actually, before my presidency, I was the chairperson of the CCP for 3.5 years.
Okay.
Before the pandemic.
What's the difference between chairperson and the
Well, the
president?
chairperson is the head of the board of directors and the head of the agency, which is the Cultural Center of the Philippines. And you're in policy making and giving directions to the whole board gives directions to the management. Now, I'm in management. I was elected by the board to be the president last July.
Yes.
So now it's full-time work for me.
So day-to-day
It's
operations.
a day-to-day
kayo.
operations, yes.
And kumusta naman bilang presidente as against dating chairperson?
Well, it's more challenging now because it's full-time work and it's the operations nga that I have to attend to and making sure that all the arts are all in place. And the most challenging part actually is because we're closing down as a center. The building is undergoing retrofitting because it's 53 years old. So it's an old lady that needs rehabilitation. And so we are moving out of the building and transferring to different locations. And well, it's not challenging, it's actually giving us the opportunity to be more out there and more visible in the regions. We can do outreach programs, we can perform outdoors, and in other venues as well.
And when you say renovation, this is a major renovation?
It is a major renovation because it's structural retrofitting, which we only found out just 2 months ago because when they started opening up the things that we needed to do, and so they found out that people have to move out so that's for the safety of our employees and to make it faster also.
It may collapse if you don't do some
Well,
structural changes.
eventually, not naman now, but eventually it can happen. So almost all old buildings have to undergo retrofitting, especially this earthquake region. So we just want to be safe and be also updated because we're not compliant with, with so
really?
many building codes now because it's an old building. It was done in 1969.
I'm thinking whether in that field of yours there is politics too. Is there?
Well, among artists, I think it's a very friendly, friendly atmosphere. We all try to help each other, give jobs to artists, because especially during the pandemic, they were the most affected. I think politics only comes into play when during elections,
Okay.
national elections, and actually elections within organizations. And then after that, we're back to normal.
The members there do not engage themselves in parties and politics, do they?
Oh, they do, yes.
Oh, they do?
Because they have their own advocacies. So,
Okay.
so they, it's hard to, you cannot prevent people to speak up their minds. So as long as it's not subversive.
Okay. Now, being in the public light, there are criticisms thrown to public servants. Have you ever been subjected to such?
The only thing I think I was subjected to was when the CCP celebrated its 50th anniversary, which was in 2019. And we invited Mrs. Marcos because she was the founder of Cultural Center of the Philippines.
Did that created a controversy?
It did. It did.
Oh.
We were in the front pages and we were bashed by the media.
They don't want the First Lady to be invited? The one who created Cultural Center of the Philippines?
Exactly. So to me, it's not because I'm from Marcos. It's because we're giving her the honor of giving us an establishment that is now benefiting a lot of artists, and that was the only reason.
How did you handle this criticism, this bashing?
We just explained ourselves in the media, and then we didn't answer we did not reply to any other criticisms, and it died down.
Now, when you were Miss Universe in 1973, at a very young age of 17? 19. 19. There have been talks about beauty titleists as well as candidates for this beauty contest being subjected to exploitation. Did you have any experience of that, or?
No, I have not experienced any of that. Neither did my friends as candidates. They never experienced that. But I'm sure that happens. And for me, my mother was always with me. So I was never a victim. And I think if you just show that you're a respectable person, and people will also respect you in return. That's my view. So I was always protected.
By the way, let me go back to the Cultural Center. You said there is a need for a major restructuring. I'm thinking, would it be better if you build a new one?
Well, we have plans for building new theaters. And we just opened a small theater just last month. So we are expanding actually, but it is an iconic building of Leandro Locsin. And we are determined to make it still the building that it was before, but more updated.
But expanding, by that you mean it's still within that area?
Yes.
You're not adding properties?
No, we have properties. The CCP owns properties.
How big is that area there?
It's about 60 hectares.
Oh, that's huge. 60 hectares.
So we have plans of building new theaters once we have the funding. A smaller theater, which we just recently opened, a film center, a concert hall. There are so many plans.
So what is your expectation of this renovation? First, how long will it take?
It will take 2 to 3 years. And then so we update also the technology for having a theater that is at par with the world's best. You know, when it was created, it was the best in Asia. The best acoustical system, best lighting systems. And we're still using the suppliers that we had before that designed this technology. So we just want to update it and be at par.
Meanwhile, where do the artists go for their performances?
Well, we are also performing at the Met Theater, the Metropolitan
Met.
Theater, and then possibly the Samsung Theater at the Circuit, and other theaters in the regions. So there are new theaters that even in Quezon City, there are theaters in Sorsogon that's just opened or that will open. So we want to be out there to be felt by Filipinos all over the regions.
Who provide the budget for this renovation? You have the necessary fund?
We have the necessary funds for the mechanical parts, and it's mostly government, but we also have private sector donations.
So you accept donations.
Oh yes, yes.
Do you think the Filipino masses appreciate this kind of artistry in the cultural center of the Philippines?
Oh yes.
And do they go there?
They go there, yes. But pre-pandemic, because we limit now because we started renovations, we only have one theater that's open, and we have programs for the masa to come in and watch our shows every year, and we have popular programs that will attract people.
What about the compensation for these artists who perform there?
All artists are paid.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been hearing complaints about malitang sweldo, malitang kita. Pag artist ka, hindi ka kaya ng artista. Iba yung stage at saka...
Iba, of course, but it is commensurate naman to what they're doing, and it is actually to most artists, money is not the issue. Of course, they're paid to survive, but it's really the artistry of their art form that gives them the honor.
And they love to do it.
They love to do it. You have to love what you do.
Tell us, Ms. Margie, being a beauty queen, what is the role of beauty queens in the country?
Well, it's part of our culture, isn't it? And it is, in the end of the day, it's what you make of yourself. It's not because you're a beauty queen that you will make it. It's only a stepping stone of what you can do next in your life, but it's what you make out of yourself, which my father and my parents used to tell me that. So I finished school, and I took my master's degree, and I went back to the arts.
Is there any difference between your time, those beauty contests then, and presently?
I would think that during our time, it's more conservative.
More conservative.
Yes. Now it's more commercial.
Now more revealing of their assets,
Yes.
of their physical assets.
And now I think most of them fix themselves too. It's mostly science.
What about the rewards for being a beauty queen as compared to previous ones? Do they receive more now?
Oh yes, because of the value of money, they receive more now. And I guess during our time, it was really a privilege to join a beauty contest, especially if you win. Like I lived in New York, in one of the best hotels. So there were benefits then that you don't have now anymore because I guess less sponsors.
I'm sure you used to be one of the judges in this beauty contest, right?
In the local, here in the
Yes.
Philippines, yes.
Now, what would you prefer? A beautiful face or one that's not that pretty but has the brain?
One that is not that pretty but has the brain because she grows on you.
Okay.
But one that becomes beautiful is the one that wins.
Yeah, but right now, it's not all natural beauties that you see.
Kaya nga sabi ko science eh.
There have been, what do you call that? Plastic surgeries?
Yeah, they have to make their nose better looking, their eyes. It happens all over the world. I think it was started in Venezuela because the winners you do win because they're perfect features.
As a beauty queen, would you rather, as a judge, for instance, would you consider that? Because I've been the judge myself in beauty contest. When I see that it's not a natural thing, I vote against.
That's not my criteria anymore, because somewhere you can't tell if the person has had it done or not. But like I said, when she starts opening her mouth and talking, then that makes a big difference.
Yes. Anyway, thank you so much for honoring us with your presence, Miss Margie. And we will pause for a break. And after this, Counterpoint will be back.
This portion is brought to you by RJK Services Manpower Agency Corporation.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in the country, and Open for Business has witnessed yet again a few of our MSMEs to be feted for their dedication, passion, achievements, and sustainable practices. We speak to a few of these awardees to discover their inspiring stories as recipients of the first Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achiever Award. How do you stand out in the market?
First, quality of materials that we used. Second, after-sales relationships.
Laging isipin mo ano pa ang pwede kong ma-improve sa negosyo ko, sa services ko.
Kaya nga po tayo nagbibigay ng parangal sa mga negosyanteng Pilipino. We want to inspire people na gustong magtayo ng negosyo.
Open for Business with Cesar Vallejos, Sunday, 9 p.m.
Dear Boss Leng, ako po si Exxon at sure ako na hindi po kayo matutuwa sa kwento ko.
Bigyan natin ng chance si Exxon.
Nagsiselfon ka lang pala. Labas mo na to, ha?
Ma, naglalaro ako eh.
Naglalaro ka? Eh, bakit nakabukas ang TV?
Bakit din yung suspect?
Sana nga.
Buti na lang, hindi ko napalitaan yung kinakay na butanding.
Love, Boss Leng, and Tali. Tuwing linggo, alas 6 ng gabi dito lang sa Net 25. This portion is brought to you by Robic Builders.
Miss Margie, punta naman natin yung personal life mo with your permission.
Oh, sure.
Number one, did you ever want to be a beauty queen when you were still a child?
Not a child, but when I was modeling, so I was already a teenager. So, but my parents never wanted me to join the beauty contest. So when I was asked to join the Binibining Pilipinas, my parents said no. I was 18 then. It's just I was not allowed. When I was 19, my father underwent surgery, so he went to the province to rest. He went to Davao to rest. And I was again asked to join the pageant. So I asked my Lola, who was my guardian, and she was one time a queen herself, a carnival queen during her time. Of course, she said yes. So I joined the pageant, and my parents never knew I joined the pageant.
You were still a student at the time?
I was still a student. And
what year were you in? And what were you taking up then?
I was first year college. So I was
fresh from high school. Huh?
Yes, and I was studying at Marinol College. I was AB Business Administration, and my parents found out only when I won.
Oh,
because they saw it in the newspaper.
So it was a secret.
Yes. So my dad said, "It's a good thing you won." He would really get so mad at me, but he made a promise that I would finish school, which I did. And so that was after that, I moved to New York because I won.
How was it when you won in the Binibining Pilipinas first?
We were actually fun because we were one barkada that entered the pageant, and we all won different titles. So, and Stella Araneta was very strict then, you know, there was no men could enter, and we were actually in the dormitory of Araneta Coliseum. There was a dormitory, so we were locked in there. And I was quite confident because we were with friends. And like, no matter who wins, you would still remain as friends. So it was quite an experience. And there were a lot of people who were watching the pageant. So from then, it was martial law, by the way.
Yeah.
It was martial law, and it was the beginning of martial law, 1973. So 72 was when martial law was declared. And my judge, the head of the board of judges, was the late President Fidel Ramos when he was chief of staff. And they couldn't decide who would be Miss Universe. So what happened was that he allowed the curfew to be moved to 1 o'clock in the morning. So, and then he told me, years later, he told me that, I never judged anymore after that because I wanted my judging to be 100% accurate. So he never judged any beauty contest because of that.
Now, during the contest, you saw the other beauty contestants. Did you ever tell yourself, I think I'll beat them all?
Well, that's really on your mind, because to remain confident, you have to tell yourself that you're the winner.
And then after you won that, you had to train for the Miss Universe.
Actually, I never trained here.
You never?
Yeah,
trained
I
here?
was a model, so I knew how to walk.
Okay.
I knew how to project myself. I was also an artist. I was a dancer. And so I knew how to project myself on stage and capture the audience. That's my training. And then just to let you know that when I left, because it was martial law, I wasn't allowed to bring a chaperone because travel was restricted. And so I had to go to NBI, get myself fingerprinted to get a passport. I had to make pila. And then, so when I went to Greece, just to find out that they're also under martial law in Greece. But it was, Greece is one of the most perfect places to be in for a beauty pageant.
Presently, I noticed that some beauty candidates in this contest, when they lose in another contest, they join.
Another contest.
And they emerge winners.
Yes.
Had you lost then, would you have joined again?
No.
No. Why not?
Because I might end up not even being on the runner-up. Or even being one of the 12 finalists. Because it depends on who you are with, like who are the candidates and the judges during that period. It's really being at the right time and at the right place.
Okay.
So it's risky, but some made it.
Now, given your training, as you said, you were a dancer, you were a model. Was it a walk in the park when you joined the Miss Universe contest?
I was a favorite.
Oh, you were the favorite?
Yes, I was the favorite of the media.
Of the media?
Yes.
Ah.
So maybe that contributed to it. And didn't even know where the Philippines was at that time.
Who was the first runner-up in the Miss Universe?
Miss USA.
Miss USA.
Yeah.
You bested how many countries?
82.
Candidates. 82.
Yes.
Imagine that. 82. Miss Gloria Diaz was the earlier Miss Universe, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how many years ang pagitan?
4 years.
4 years lang ba?
1969 siya eh.
And after that, matagal bago nagkaroon ng Miss Universe.
After that, 42 years.
Oh, nga.
So I was like the reigning Miss Universe in the Philippines for 42 years.
May kinalaman ba yung apelyido mo kaya naging paborito noon? Dahil Rojas ka eh. And by the way, teka muna, kasi ako ngayon ko lang nalaman na Rojas ka eh. Hindi ko alam na Rojas ka, Miss Margie.
Yeah.
So you're related to President Manuel Rojas, former, the late.
Yes, it's actually my lolo. I am an illegitimate granddaughter.
Saka nobody nga, I don't think everybody knows you were a Rojas.
Well, it came out in the papers that I was, it was written about.
Now, you were married at a very young age of what?
21.
21. That was immediately after winning the Miss Universe?
Actually, yes, 2 years.
2 years lang?
I was captured.
And of course, there were hundreds of suitors.
No naman, I couldn't say that. But I was not making them pansin kasi may suitors.
And Tony Boy, who happens to be a very good friend of mine, was the most passionate suitor.
Well, I guess so. That's why we married.
No, that is a very young age of getting married. How was it during the first years? Hindi ka ba nahirapan? Batang-bata ka pa eh.
I was committed, but for him, I guess, masyado siyang bata, that he missed out on many things.
How old was he at the time?
22.
Ay, bata pa rin nga pala.
Yeah, that was, I guess, because we were too young.
And you have two beautiful daughters. I met both of them. Talagang gaganda, talagang mga anak ng Miss Universe.
I have 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters. So, puro kami babae.
Tell us about them. Monica and Gabby.
They both went to boarding school in England.
Oh.
In high school, in the O levels and A levels. And then Gabby the younger one, went to school in Boston. And Monica went in England for her college. They both took political science.
Have they ever joined beauty contests?
They were never interested.
Why? Did they tell you why not?
It was not just their thing. And I guess one is enough in the family.
But have they inherited some of your talents?
They both love the arts. You know why they love the arts? Is because, like me, my parents introduced me to the arts and at a very young age of like 8. And I took up dancing also at 6 years old. So I did the same thing to my daughters. I brought them to the theaters and I exposed them to the arts. So they love the arts like I do. And I think that it is very important that we expose our children to the arts because they really have to start young. And for us to create a new audience all the time, it starts at 5 years old. You have to bring your children to the theater, to watch a play, to watch even movies, and watch a ballet, for instance, or an orchestra playing. And my parents did that. And especially when we traveled abroad. My first ballet was Swan Lake at Sadler Wells Theatre in England because my dad brought us there. So it is really important for children to be exposed to the arts because it also makes them more intelligent and sharper.
What about your granddaughters? 2 of them. Are they also engaged in this?
Well, they're taking a ballet.
At tender age?
They take up ballet. And my little girl, when she was still little, she's 6 years old now, I would bring her to the CCP with me to watch the ballet.
Do they play piano? All of them?
The older one plays the piano. She sings, she horseback rides, she dances ballet, she does everything.
Are you the kind of grandparent who dotes with the kids? A doting grandparent?
I am, definitely, and I accompany them to the ballet.
What about the grandfather?
Also, yeah, he plays with them.
Now, you stayed married for a very long time. How did you manage to do that? Kasi sa mga kagaya mong mga celebrities, 10 taon wala na kagad.
We were actually living apart. We were separated, although we were legally married for like almost we are more than 45 years. And actually 48 na ata. But we were married for 25 years.
25 years?
Living together 25 years.
Even that, 25 years, mahaba yun bago kayo. Anong sikreto para manatili yung ganong relasyon?
Well, if I knew better before, I think it is more being more forgiving as a person, as a wife, and really be able to give and take and communicate more and express yourself as well.
What traits did you appreciate dun sa yung naging kabiyak?
He was guwapo.
Ayun, talagang guwapo yun. Oh.
He had this good character.
And he sings good, huh? He has a beautiful voice.
Yeah, he has a beautiful voice, and I would get irritated that when he holds the microphone, he will never let it go. And that's why I never sang.
What about the two daughters and the granddaughters? They have beautiful voices like the grandfather.
They don't like to sing also.
Ayaw din nila. Mana pala sa'yo. Ayaw kumanta. I wanted you to sing here.
No, that's not one of my talents.
Ano pa bang pwede mong ibigay sa yung mga batang nag-aasawa? Baka meron kang mensahe sa kanila.
For one, you have to obey your parents, listen to your parents. If I only listened to my parents, I wouldn't have gotten married.
Oh.
Because sometimes love becomes a fantasy and it takes over your decision making.
Okay.
And number two, I tell my daughters, when you find a man, you have to see the relationship with their father.
You have to what?
You have to notice their relationship, if they have a good relationship with their father, not just the mother, but also with their father, because that's the role of a man. My daughter, Monica, is well married, and I love my grandson.
And your other daughter is not married yet?
Not yet.
Mukhang hindi niya rin type. Mag-asawa pa.
Hindi pa. She's still into her career.
What is she doing now?
She's working for a tech company.
Oh.
Medical tech company, yeah.
What about Monica? What does she do?
Monica
Apart from being a housewife.
She's a housewife, and she also has her own business, which she does her pop-up shows in Davao, and she cooks very well. She also graduated from the French Culinary Institute in New York, and she cooks.
I'm looking at you now. And you have maintained the beauty, the elegance of a beauty queen. Tell us, what is the formula for maintaining that?
Well, aside from taking care of my skin, because for me my skin is the most important, and it is really being happy, and I find peace within myself, and that you exude it, that nothing will really affect you and make you unhappy or stressed. And I think that's a very important way of life that makes me exude my youthfulness.
You speak of life. What is the best lesson of life you have learned since childhood up to the present?
My lesson is that whenever you're down, you have to be able to get up on your own and really pray. For me, prayer is the answer to everything, and that gives me strength.
Apart from that, do you have any philosophy that you'd like to share to our viewers?
For me, my measure of success in life is being able to bring out the best in other people. And that is what I have learned to be as a leader. I've been a leader for so many advocacies, and you cannot do everything by yourself, but you have to be able to bring out the best in people.
Ms. Margie, given that you're a beauty queen, did it ever, a moment in your life, did you get scared of getting old?
Actually, no. I celebrate my birthday as I grow older. I had a big party when I turned 60. But when I had my grandchildren, I was proudly a Lola.
Oh.
So I never felt old, nor did I ever feel scared of growing old. Except that maybe I just want to be healthy, but not aging. Not the part of aging, but being healthy is what I really wish for myself.
Okay, now we will get into this more interesting part of the show. We will flash pictures on the screen, and you can make a reaction by showing these emojis.
Okay.
Oh, first picture. And you can also give comments, remarks.
Thumbs up.
You want to say anything about her?
Well, I knew her when I was Miss Universe because I lived in New York, and she would have me picked up to join her. And I have very good memories of her. And when she was, of course, I was invited to the palace, and she received me. So I had very good memories of her as a person when I was Miss Universe.
Next photo, please.
Heart? He's my friend.
Okay. What else?
Well,
You can add, or you
I
can
can
make a
add.
comment.
Well, he's a good father and a good grandfather. Maybe not a good husband, but I love him for that.
All right.
I can repeat naman, no?
You can add, apart from one or two.
I think he was a good president, and I also knew him because he's from Davao. And I worked because I was the head of the Tourism Association of Davao. So I worked a lot with him to promote tourism in Davao when he was mayor.
What trait or traits did you like most in President Duterte?
He was smart and he was very down to earth, but he had conviction and he was very strict. And we felt safe in Davao at that time when it was unsafe. He made Davao feel safe.
And as president?
He was the same as president.
All right, next.
I like him.
You know him personally?
I know him personally. And he will be a good president. And he loves the arts and culture, and tourism are his priorities too. So I think we will be able to do a lot under his administration.
He loves tourism?
Yes, he's very interested in tourism. He's a tourist himself when he travels, so he sees what is needed in our country to be able to promote.
Then I think the president should do something about the budget in tourism. It has been slashed.
Well, there are other priorities.
One more. There.
Oh, Pia. I like Pia. She's a very smart woman, and she's very fortunate to be Miss Universe. She tried 3 times, but you could see that she got better every time that she joined the pageant. And I worked with her when we were 3 of us were models, commercial models for Magnolia Chicken. So, and she's very nice. So I wish her luck also because she's engaged. She's engaged now.
Let's see this one.
Gloria and I are friends.
Okay.
We're friends, and our daughters are friends as well. So we go a long way, and her husband before, Bong Dasa, was also Tony Boy's friend. So we were all barkada during that period.
So what are your plans? Apart from being president, do you have other plans that you want to achieve? Dreams that you haven't gotten?
I think I have done everything I wanted to do, and being in public service is really a legacy. And I just want to do good for whatever I'm doing now as president of Cultural Center of the Philippines. And in the end, people will not remember what I did anyway, so they'll still remember me as Miss Universe. So I might as well do something good as people will remember me even as a beauty queen.
Have you ever considered running for a public office?
Once upon a time, but not anymore.
How was it being a wife of a politician?
It was fun. Actually, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being with people and campaigning and giving political speeches during those periods. Yes,
you delivered political speeches. Huh?
Yeah, and I sang Usahay.
Not in Filipino.
In Bisaya.
In Bisaya.
Hindi pwede ako mag-sample din. Hindi na ako nagpa-practice.
Ng ano? Ng Bisaya?
Pang political campaign lang yun.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Margie. It's such a pleasant conversation with you. marami kaming nalaman sa'yo na hindi ko mismo alam eh. At may mga aral kang binigay sa mga viewers natin. I'm sure marami silang natutuhan sa'yo. Maraming pong salamat.
Maraming salamat, Sal. I enjoyed it also, being here with you.
Thank you po. Thank you. After a short break, magbabalik ang Counterpoint.
Abangan niyo po ako ngayong Sabado sa Oh No, It's B.O. Biro Only. Hindi po matry. Ay, pag nagustuhan niyo po, may libre po. Gusto mo hindi maanghang o maanghang? Hindi po. Ito po, hindi po maanghang. Ay!
Abangan sa Sabado 8 p.m. sa Oh No, It's B.O. Biro Only sa Net25.
Yes, my love! Hilig niyo ba ang mga tugtugang Pinoy? Kung gayon, samahan niyo kami at ang aming bagong kanta na Light Up sa Letters and Music ngayong Sabado, 1 to 2 p.m. Siyempre, dito lamang sa Net25. Kita-kits!
How do you express yourself when you have disabilities? Paano mo iugnay ang iyong sarili? Paano mo ipapahayag ang interes mo kung ikaw ay may kapansanan? Panoorin po natin ang susunod.
The Heart That Say Foundation, or THP for short, is an NGO that provides free dance movement therapy para sa mga children and adults with special needs. So when we say special needs, sila yung may mga autism, Down syndrome, ADHD, and similar disabilities. So yung foundation namin, nag-start siya 10 years ago. Advocacy lang po siya. It started po with our mom. We call her Teacher Anna. Dancer po siya, and then namana namin yung passion niya for dancing. He also took up special education. Tapos doon niya nakita i-connect yung dance and SPED.
So dahil nagkamalayan si Mommy, si Teacher Anna, thanks to the different organizations na nagpapalaganap ng awareness for tinatawag nating developmentally disabled, or differently abled children, doon niya naisip na, sa anong paraan siya makakatulong bilang mananayaw. Doon niya naipag-ugnay yung singing. So through the arts, yun yung tool para makatulong sa pag-empower.
Sumasali po sila through sign-up lang po. So wala po kaming hinihingi na fee from them. Talagang gusto lang namin silang matulungan. Hindi po kami masyadong strict in that sense na may membership fee. Yun. When they sign up po, every Saturday, hold kami ng therapy sessions. We also provide snacks. And nung medyo after a few years na nag-start, nakaka-provide na rin po kami ng transportation help so that they can attend po yung sessions. Yes. And since then, kaya rin siguro 10 years na din kami because of that consistency na tulong ng bigay ng mga nag-reach out sa amin.
Basta nakita po namin na may pangangailangan, So right now, yung mga tumatanggap ng libre or gratis na therapy, sila po yung may certificate of indigency. So certificate of indigency, then in terms of mga retention fee, basta mag-attend po sila, basta consistent po, tulungan, that's enough for us. How will you impose a membership fee? Kaya nga tayo may libreng therapy kasi kulang access nila to resources like these. So, we show up And if they're willing, no, we are happy to stay with them for the long haul. Now, tungkol naman sa graduation, the idea of graduating or leaving the community, no, pang lifelong kasi to. So if they choose to stay, then they're welcome to consider themselves members, no, kung gaano katagal pa yan. Ang goal kasi namin was movement therapy. So stepping stone yung dance movement therapy para matukoy ano ba yung potential ng bata. Yung konsepto ng programa namin, pinagsama siyang agham at sining. May tinatawag tayong elements of dance. O bilang mananayaw, pinagsama namin yung elements of dance with special education principles. Yung special education principles along with theories of behavioral analysis, no, yun yung naging basehan ng sistema namin. So, when people say, okay, dance, di po ba parang karaniwang na opinion, okay, pang-enjoy lang, recreation, Zumba, exercise, no? Pero there's a deeper purpose kasi ginawa natin therapy. Yung steps namin, may structure. So, hindi siya bara-barang to teach directions, up, down. Tapos kung gaano kabilis yung pagturo mo, kung paano mo hihimayin, no? Paano mo i-break down yung step para ma-retain, maging receptive sila. So, that's why we say our method of dance movement therapy, no, it facilitates holistic healing. Oh, Coach Ted.
Okay, kita si Coach Ted? Yes? Alright. Ready, guys? Okay, so mami, okay lang kung hindi sumabay sa kumpas, no? Practice nyo lang yung range of motion.
So, yung holistic healing na sinasabi namin, may 5 domains to assess their development. So, there's the physical, the cognitive, psychosocial, behavioral, and sensory. So, lahat yan na-impact through dance na hindi natin nare-realize. When you teach dance, di ba, kailangan natin i-process yung steps. So, yung sequencing parts, memorization parts, so pag-absorb ng choreography. Also, relaying it to which body part to move. Doon po nasa-stimulate yung mind natin. Yung iba, simpleng pag-akyat ng hagdan, hindi nila kaya. So, yung steps natin na ginawa kanina, yung benchmark na dapat mataas yung pag-akyat ng paa, may purpose po yun. Para they can slowly function on their own every day. Yeah. Next one po is the psychosocial. So that one po is para sa self-esteem nila and how they interact with others. It builds their confidence, it becomes a social activity na unti-unti nakita nila nagagawa ko yung steps kahit di nila mag-verbalize.
Having a sense of community, no, through dance, you're holding space, you're sharing space, you're taking up space. So may confidence boost na, you know, this is my potential. I am able to do this. I am a performer. Kaya kong magmemorya, kaya kong magpasaya ng tao, 'di ba? And hindi nila kailangan magsalita para ma-express yung nararamdaman nila. Kung may frustrations, na ilalabas in a healthy manner. And important po yun kasi not all of them have the chance na makihalubilo sa iba.
Very good, guys! Okay, palakpakan naman!
Naging blessing in disguise yung pandemic kasi we were able to partner with 6 public sped schools in the Quezon City and Marikina areas. So we pledged 80, pledge to support 80 students with special needs from these 6 public sped schools. So 80 to 100 yung first batch of 2020. Sa ngayon, nag-average attendance ng 50 na virtual.
Ako po si Mami Tess at ito naman po ang aking anak na si Richard. Siya po ay 25 years old na mayroong autism. 2 years ago po, nung magkaroon ng pandemic, nagka-problema po kami dahil nagkaroon po ng regression si Richard. Simula nung nawala yung dance therapy, hindi na po siya makagalaw ng maayos, hindi niya natataas yung mga kamay niya. Tapos po, madalang na rin siyang mag-text kasi yung po yung means of communication niya. Pero ngayon po, nang bumalik yung dance therapy, ang laki po ng pinagbago ni Richard, right?
Yeah.
Nakita ko na po yung ngiti sa kanyang muka. At lagi po siyang excited. Yung motor skills niya po nagbago. nagagalaw niya na yung mga kamay at paa niya, natataas niya na ito at naibababa naman po. At the same time po, ang pinakamagandang nangyari yung dahil po sa dance therapy, yung hindi na po siya nagpapasis. Gusto niya, siya lang mag-isa yung nagsasayaw, right, Chard? Ayaw niya na po minsan yung hinahawakan ko siya. Gusto niya, yung siya talaga yung magsasayaw na. Nagbago po yung kanyang cognitive skill, nakakapalo na po siya ng instruction. Kaya buong puso po kami nagpapasalamat sa The Heart at Play Foundation po.
Ang vision po namin, no, that all developmentally challenged individuals can thrive, not merely exist. No? And second, that they can exist harmoniously within their families and within society. So, if you look at that vision, parang wala namang expiration date yung ganyang pangarap, no? And so we're hoping that we can be here for the long term, no? Baka in 10 years, may center na tayo.
To add, no, one of our long-term visions for our community, sana may trabaho na sila.
Makahanap sila ng what we call self-sustaining, no? Ways to be self-sustaining, may livelihood sila. Kasi we started this 10 years ago. Nasa 10s, mid-teens yung ibang members. So now, mid-20s, yung iba sasampa na sa 40s, no? So, ang hard truth, no, na hinaharap ng bawat magulang is, nakalod, what if mauna? What if maunang tumanaw yung mga magulang nila? Kanino nila ipagkakaloob yung responsibility of taking care of their children? So we're hoping na with dance movement therapy, other arts therapies, allied with other conventional therapies, no, patungo na sila to vocational training, no? So in that sense, may pagka self-fulfillment, no? Sana kumikita na sila, no? Kung may ma-match tayong corporate partners, no, na pwedeng mag-hire, no? Para masabi nilang they're living a fulfilled life, that they are thriving also.
So, yun po, sana lahat pa-centralize through the culture and arts and therapy center. Yun po yung vision.
Bukod sa Pindutan Showdown ay nag-acting ng showdown ang mga taga-gamers na service crew.
Kayo na lang yung pamilya ko. Kayo na lang yung meron ako.
Oo.
Pero ang tingin mo sa akin,
Ano?
lalabas na ng gate.
Kung ang octopus ay may 3 puso, ilan naman ang puso ng ipis?
Hindi po, 0.
Ang ipis, kahit inaapak-apakan, may puso din yan. And this is Tara Game! Agad-agad!
Ang mikroponong ito'y naglalahad ng saloobin, oras na para ipasa sa bagong makata natin. Galing ay ipamalas, pangarap ilabas, itodo ang lakas, rap sa Pilipinas.
Culture and arts are vital to the life of an individual, and for that matter, in the life of society. Music, literature, and others that are within the domain of arts and culture mirror the kind of society we are in. They are reflection of the character of the nation. Moreover, it will serve as an inspiration to be proud of one's race, even as they serve to act as a buffer to the burden of wrestling with life's challenges. Join me again next week as we engage with some of the most controversial and prominent personalities in the country. I am Salvador Panelo, and this is your Counterpoint.